How y'all doing this evening? Nice Monday evening. Some of y'all know who I am, some of you don't. Usually expect a rant out of me. This time I'm not going to rant. This time I'm going to talk to Democrats, Republicans, Independents, anybody with a mother, anybody with a father. That's all of us. I'm talking about the big bill, the defense spending bill that Donald Trump is going to present here. He's asking for about a $54 billion increase in our defense spending. And defense spending has always been one of those things that everybody across America, we can all agree on. Oh, defense spending, we need a strong military, and he's right, we do. And we have one. Don't let him convince you that we have a weak military. And we're strong, baby. We're strong as you wouldn't believe. We're 1,000 times more powerful than anybody else in this world. And it's made up of a lot of good men and women. You know, we spend over $700 billion a year on our defense spending, and it's going to go up. He wants to add another $4 billion. China, they spend about $143 billion a year. Give you a little perspective there of where we're at. And where does that money go? He wants to build some new ships. Well, we got a lot of ships. New airplanes, we got the F-35. What do you want to do? F-97, 2014, whatever you want to, We've got the jets. We've got the technology. Hell, we got stealth fighters and stealth ships. We could fire a missile using GPS and hit the pickle on your hamburger. We're strong. He wants more nukes. We've got more nukes than anybody. Anybody. But you know what we ain't got that much of? People. People willing to join this fight, join our military. You know why? Well, it's not profitable. For one, it's patriotic, and there's a lot joined for just that reason. I like to think that's why I joined. Some of y'all may have heard about that story. Nixon was my president, my first one. Didn't turn out too well. But a private in the Army nowadays, he can start out maybe about $22,000 a year. $22,000 a year. Works hard and makes a promotion. He can make E5. He can go up to $26,000 a year. Woo! Big money. Big money. You think? Down here in South Texas, you could get a roughnecking job on an oil rig. Hard work. Dirty. I've done it. You get about $35,000 a year starting. Work your way up to derricks or driller. You can make you $50,000 a year or more. That's pretty good money for busting your butt. $21,000, $22,000. And we're asking them to put their life on the line. You see it every night on your TV. You see that Humvee going down the road in Iraq and all of a sudden, boom, it's gone. $22,000 a month that boy's making. You see that firefight in Afghanistan? Yeah. $26,000 a month. Half of them, well, that's an exaggeration. I'll take that back. Too many of them are on food stamps or some kind of assistance. They got to get help from their local government, wherever they're stationed at. And that ain't right. It ain't right, and it's never been right. So I've said this before. I want to demand. I don't want to ask. I want to demand every man and woman in this country. This defense, write to your congressman. I'm going to write to mine. You know where that money needs to go? It needs to go in the pocket of them soldiers, them sailors, them airmen, Marines. The ones that put their life on the line every time you ask them to. They don't get paid a lot. You hear big defense spending? Yeah. Go check out, Google what a CEO of a defense contractor makes. Buddy, there you go. There's some money. There's a lot of money in that. I know. I did 7 years active duty in the Navy, and then worked 16 more years for the Department of Defense, fixing Army helicopters, keeping them in the air. You know, a congressman If he serves 5 years, he gets $140,000 a month for the rest of his life. 5 years in Congress, and you're going to get $140,000 a year for the rest of your life. That kid that just did 4 years over in Iraq or Afghanistan, coming back with memories like you won't never believe. How much are you going to get the rest of his life? Memories. There's going to be guys standing around him that you won't see. He'll have names in his head you won't know. He'll have a date, probably. Mine's April 12th, 1972. I'm no war hero. I'm no big veteran. I'm a veteran, but I've worked with guys. I fixed airplanes. I kept them in the air. That's what I did. I was lucky I didn't have to carry a gun. My brother did. 1st Marine Division, Vietnam, 69. Not a pretty time. But I'm proud of my service. Very proud. For those of you who can hear that, that's my donkey calling me. Anyway, I'm proud of my service, and a lot of men are proud of their service. And I don't know. I'm pleading with you. You want to see a defense bill? You want to see a defense bill that means something to this country, to us, the people? Pay these boys what they're worth. You want a bigger military, a better military? Have strict standards to get in. Raise their pay, starting to be about $100,000 a year. Let's see how many people join up. That's pretty good pay. I wasn't so old, I'd go back. But we don't pay them that. And that's a shame. There's homeless veterans in this country that down on their luck and hurt. And that's a shame. I ain't no big do-gooder and all that stuff. I do my best. About a month ago, I was down there picking up stuff in town. I spotted me a tamale van. Well, down here in Texas, tamales, real ones, you don't get them in the grocery store. You have to look for that guy selling them on the side of the street, and they're good. So I spotted a hit. I was going to run over there and get me some tamales to take home for lunch. And right when I did, I seen this guy sitting over in the grass with a pack. Now, I recognized the pack. He had a sign, going to Harlingen, veteran. So I got my tamales, and I went over and sat down with him. Me and him ate a dozen of them. And he told me a few stories. He's going down to see a buddy of his down in Harlingen. They all have stories. When you see one on the street, give him a hand. Do what you can. I couldn't do much. A dozen tamales and a $20 bill. But I walked away feeling good. I wished I could have gave him a ride all the way to Harlingen. But I couldn't do that. So I helped him on his way the best I could. And if every one of us did that, maybe we wouldn't have homeless veterans. Or active duty on food stamps. You want to spend money on the military? Let's spend it on what we ask these guys, what we ask of them. We're asking them to die. You know, we're not asking a congressman to die. We ask him to do what's right. And he gets paid well for that. We send these boys off, these men, these women. We should pay them what we think, what we say they're worth. I see it all the time. We support the troops. Well, let's do that. Let's support the troops, the men and the women. We don't need another tank. We don't need another plane. Don't need another aircraft carrier. We got 10. Hell, the rest of the world ain't even got 10. We're a powerful force to be reckoned with, and we should use it for the good in the world. And that's what we try to do. So you want to spend a lot of money on the military? Let's do that. And let's insist that they get what's due them, because they've earned it. They've earned every dime, and they will have for the rest of their life. Y'all have a good evening. Next time, I promise I'll probably get all ranted up about something. But this one's important. to all the blue dots and the red dots, to every dot in this country. Tell your congressman and your senator, that's where you want the money to go. You want to see them get a big pay raise, a big one. Y'all have a good evening. We'll see you next time.